Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday, or I guess it's Wednesday in Oz. I'm pretty sure Oz is like 12 hours ahead of me, so it might be Wednesday in Oz. I am sitting here, it's raining, I haven't even gone outside, but my dog is being a little yappy today, so if you hear a little yappy dog, I apologize. Somebody also said my sound was weird in the last video. I am trying hard to mess with my sounds. I edit it on PC. It sounds fine on PC to me. So I have a foam cover today and I changed one thing. I'm going to just change one setting and eventually maybe I'll get it right. Eventually. So today we are going to talk about Tectone roaching out on pirate software. Now, we all know pirate software is the original Roach, and I don't mean Roach King. We know who the Roach King is. The Roach King is Asmongold, always. Will forever be the Roach King. But pirate software is the OG Roacher in Warcraft. We know this. His OnlyFans incident, we'll call it an incident. Manage him. I see everybody, every time pirate software comes up, I see somebody say manage him. Oh boy, poor pirate software. Well, pirate software did claim to pay his mods, and Tectone said, if you can prove that you paid your mods, I'll donate 200 subs, or he said $5,000 to a charity of your choice in the video I saw, but somebody said he said 10,000 too. Whatever. It's give money to you if you prove it. Pirate software proved it, and Tectone is roaching out. But before we get into Tectone roaching out, we have some other little fun drama. We're covering Destiny, Asmongold, and Nina Lin, of all people. I had totally forgotten about Nina Lin. I'm not a Nina Lin fan at all. But she does actually bring up a good point. And we're radical centrists here. We are the most enlightened, the most intelligent, the highest level of thinkers. So we have to hate both sides. Only smart people hate both sides. So we hate on the lefties and we will hate on the righties because that's what you do, right? So let's start with this one. This one is, this little piece, this tidbit of drama is, once again, the Roach King, Asmongold, has declined to debate with Destiny. And he feels that Destiny only wants to argue with people in Discord calls. I'm sorry. Maybe I don't feel like I'm biased because there's a lot of things I don't like that I don't like about what Asmongold says. But I feel like he's right. I don't think debate bros understand that not everybody wants to sit and argue. Not everybody wants to sit and argue all the time. I already covered this in 2 videos, my previous 2 videos. But I don't blame him. Like, why do I want to sit and just argue for an hour? And how do people even like watching that? I kind of understand. During the presidential race, you want to see what presidents have to say, if they can think on their, come up with, think on their toes, so to speak. So, okay, like I get it. That's very important. But how do people sit and listen to 2 people arguing? Neither side is going to change their mind. No, you're not changing your mind. You're just basically appealing to a fan base that's like, yeah, Destiny won. He totally won that. He won that. He had so many notes and he like brought up these points, and then the Asmongold fans are going to be like, Asmon won. Yeah, I love Asmon. Asmon speaks the truth. Both sides are going to stick with whoever they're fanboys of. And like, you just basically sat there and listened to 2 people argue using the same arguments that they've been preaching on their stream. So you're not bringing out anything new. You're not talking about anything new. You're just arguing. I think debate bros are some of the most insufferable people on the planet. And I kind of understand where Asmongold is coming from here. I wouldn't want to argue with somebody either. I don't want my ideas challenged. I just want to talk about what I'm thinking. And then if I feel like maybe I have a different opinion, it'll be because I've gone out and I've listened to somebody. I'm like, okay, all right. I kind of see where you're coming from. Okay. The only people I want to hear from are my friends who will be like, well, this thing happened or this thing. And then I'll listen. But I don't want to listen to somebody whose whole point is to argue with me, stimmed up, getting really angry. And I'm not angry or confrontational. I'm not even an arguer. If somebody was like, yeah, but this and this happened, I'd be like, all right, cool. So, how's your day today? That's me. That's me. I'm not going to argue about it. I'm just going to be like, move on. We don't want to argue. Let's grill. Let's have some cheeseburgers on the grill. Speaking of cheeseburgers, I feel like I have a very terrible taste in food. I've realized that I'm never going to have the arms I want. I want really nice arms, but I'm never going to get those arms if I don't just eat chicken and broccoli every day. And I don't think I'm ever going to eat chicken and broccoli every day. And I also really like wine. I'm very good. I don't drink wine during the week, but I drink it on the weekends. So that's a really side rant. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Asmongold, the Roach King, versus Destiny, the Debate Bro King. And I do prefer Destiny way over Hasan. I'm going to say it again. I've already said it a million times. Hasan is disgusting. I fucking hate Hasan. I'm pretty sure I have a Hasan note here somewhere. Oh, yes, I do. So, Guccimarx. Asmon cracks up at Guccimarx's communist with a Gucci bag while calling out the Hasan fan who went viral for shading the clothes of her political opposition. Oh my God. So if you don't know, I think it was Vance's wife? I should probably look this up. Anyway, some politician went to the event, the White House event, in a dress that was found on Temu. Now, guys don't really understand this. And this bitch that's talking about what she's wearing, Temu is a place for Chinese knockoffs. Usually there's the original, the expensive dress, and then there's the Temu knockoff. And yes, Temu clothing is absolute crap. But we don't know if she was wearing the original or a Temu dress. I'm going to guess she's wearing the original because the Temu kind of clothing it's just trash, right? And also, the working class guy is supposed to be for the working class, but he takes pictures in his Gucci and his $1,300 glasses that he wore to Cuba. Like, Hasan grew up so wealthy, he's completely out of touch. He probably thinks $1,300 glasses and wearing them to Cuba is no big deal because $1,300 is no big deal to him, right? To wear a Gucci bag in a photo shoot where he's trying to rally for socialism, he doesn't see that that's bad because he has no idea. He's always grown up with money. But I wanted to watch this clip to see what Asmon has to say. Let's see what the Roach King has to say.
Oh, is this Hasan Piker called me cute? Oh no,
Jesus.
The cute girl that went viral on Twitter. There was like a bunch of what was it, like hot girls for Zoran girls that were talking about.
There's a girl that went viral for reposting about the it's not the first lady. I think it was Vance's wife wearing the Temu outfit. She also in her Twitter account is wearing like a fur coat. She's basically another champagne socialist. She has a lot of money. She flaunts it on social media, but she's calling out the Vance's wife for wearing the Temu outfit. And it's like, okay, another one that's socialist for the working class, and yet she doesn't understand that, or she'll dunk on somebody who probably can afford the OG. I'm going to guess she's wearing the OG dress, but still, like, you don't dunk on people for wearing cheap ass clothes if you're some kind of socialist for the working class.
How they were voting for Zoran and everyone was like losing their fucking minds over it. They were, Cam is a Hasan Abi head.
To take back our future.
Is that it? And yeah, anyway, she ugly as fuck. Well, she is a girl. This is what a girl like this does. Communist with a Gucci. Oh no.
Yeah, see, this is the picture of him with the Gucci bag. He's probably like, this shirt is probably very expensive. Hasan is just out of his mind. He's so out of touch. He doesn't understand why people don't fall to his feet, because he's so out of touch with the working class. He will never understand the working class. So that's why he shits on the deli worker that was making $7.25 an hour, saying put the sub in the bag. Yeah, because he thinks shitting on poor people is what you do because he's wealthy and he's never been poor.
My name is Hasan Abi. I'm fighting for your rights. I talk about the workers. I talk about their plight. I've got my Gucci. Yeah, I've got my style.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
This is so good. Oh my god.
Living in the penthouse while I'm
Oh,
talking
no.
all the while.
This is so good.
This is hilarious. This is 100% Hasan.
I'm a communist with a Gucci bag.
Pour on the
Got
porch.
my Prada kicks, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's right. He drives like a $300,000 Porsche. And it's so funny because his fanboys will be like, ha 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 ha, socialism is when no car. No, you fucking idiots. It's when you're driving the Toyota because you believe in being a socialist, but a $300,000 sports car? No, that is not being a socialist.
I have my swag.
Wow.
I'm a socialist with diamond ring.
Oh my
Talking
God.
revolution, I ain't felt a thing.
That's very true. He hasn't felt the thing. He wants to incite a revolution, but he's really comfy in his mansion with his $300,000 Porsche. Like, what does he want a revolution for? So he can make more money?
So here's a little secret. I'm living on the high. Talk about the struggle.
Yeah.
But you know it's all a lie.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the fashion. I'm just here for the trend.
Yeah, his whole I was sleeping at a frat house was basically him rebelling against his dad. Like, Dad, I'm leaving my 4,000 square foot bedroom and I'm going to live in that frat house and I'm going to teach you. I'm going to make it big, Dad. And technically he kind of did, but he never really struggled.
I'll be on my
Is that
yacht
him?
while
Bro, I
the
don't even
workers
recognize him
are
in this
men.
photo. Oh my god. Yeah, he's getting a little fat in there, huh? Like, goddamn. And
I wonder how hard it is to not get fat as a streamer, especially when you're streaming for like 8 hours a day. I know Asmongold is basically anorexic and never eats. And I've seen some other streamers say, I just basically never eat because I'm streaming all the time. But I wonder for those people that aren't anorexic, how they stay skinny when you're sitting in a chair for 8 hours. I personally have to get up and walk around at least every hour, but that's just me. I can't sit still for that long.
yeah, real music, folks. I guess so. And that's a banger. I guess so. Oh my god, normal? Yeah, I guess so. And wow, I didn't even know this. No, this girl. The thing is, this is the kind of girl. You look at her photos, right? Look at those.
Yeah.
This is a girl.
Yeah.
She clearly is taking the best angle, doing this in the same way.
Influencer angles. Never ever take any type of social media picture as the real picture because everybody works with their angles and now there's filters. That's just the way it is. But then I saw this. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. Hasan really does have Asmongold derangement syndrome. He really is mad. And I think it's just simply because Asmongold has bigger numbers than he does. He doesn't really understand how Asmon can have bigger numbers than he does. But Hasan is just so out of touch. The whole socialism angle, I think, is just his way of making money and amassing a following. But I really don't think he believes it. He just wants a lot of money, and he wants people to treat him as like a respected journalist, and he's just not. It's never going to happen. I think it would happen more if he would just be real and say, yeah, I was wealthy. I grew up wealthy, and just goes out and talks to people. But even when he goes out to these protests and stuff, he wears his press jacket. He wears his press jacket. It's so funny. Hasan, you have to give Hasan credit. He is the best to clown on because he's just so delusional and he just doesn't even see it. He doesn't understand at all. So, okay, that's that. Then I wanted to go over Nina Lin. Now, I don't think anybody is a Nina Lin fan. Like, if you're a Nina Lin fan, you're probably 12 years old. So, and you're probably not watching me right now. So that's great because I don't need 12-year-old fans. So Nina Lin here if you don't know, Nina Lin was caught stealing from Target. And there was this big drama about her essaying some guy on stream. It was actually filmed. And then she didn't really get much of a ban. I think she got like a week or something. Her personality is just grating. Like, I'm not into the hood rat sort of thing. That thing doesn't really get to me or get me going like, oh, wow, I want to be a fan. You go, girl. The hood rat thing is the personality is just not to me. But I do like to watch. I do watch Zeus. And if you've never seen Joseline's Cabaret, you have to watch. Now, talk about hood rats. I can't watch Baddies because Baddies is just too much. It's basically two girls fighting for a half an hour on camera. I mean, maybe you could get into that. I don't get into it, but Joseline's Cabaret. Joseline is batshit insane, and she gets the trashiest of girls to come on and compete to be in her cabaret. I love it. I love it so much. But anyway, Nina Lin says that people are giving too much shit to ExtraEmily. Let's see. It's a 56. We'll listen to a little bit of this clip just to get the idea.
Disturbing my depression. You were inspired by ExtraEmily? I wasn't inspired by ExtraEmily, but she is a very inspiring person. Also, all the hate that she's getting, that's weird. Because y'all was riding for her. Y'all was pumping her up. Y'all said y'all loved her. Y'all claimed she was a dopest. And she was a ropist. And she was a lopist for like a year and a half after SU. And all of a sudden, now you guys want to...
Yes. See, that's the thing. That's an internet thing. It's especially a Reddit thing where people will ride hard for a specific streamer. They'll go after anybody who says anything bad about their streamer. You'll get banned if you say anything bad about this streamer. They will go hard for this streamer. But it's almost like once they build somebody up, they decide, okay, it's time to take them down. And they will go hard on taking them down. Now, I dunked on ExtraEmily before it was cool, way before it was cool. I've always said her personality is extremely grating. Now, the internet seems to want to take her down all over viewbotting, which is silly. Like, I'm going to sit and laugh at the drama over viewbotting, but all of these big streamers viewbot. They all do. So her getting shit on for it is kind of funny, but that's very true. The internet, LSF, and it's not just streamers. It happens with like reality TV stars. You'll see the fans build up a specific star, and then once they get too big or they're sick of them or they get over publicized, then they decide, you know what, I'm sick of this this reality star and I'm going to tear them down. They get accused of being racist. They get accused of being homophobic. And then they start going after their sponsorships and the studio that keeps them employed. They go hard to take them down. It's the weirdest thing. I don't really understand it. But they're doing that to ExtraEmily. She'll be fine. I have a feeling she's going to be back and she'll be as annoying as ever. But let it be known, I was hating on ExtraEmily before it was cool. And also, one last thing. This girl is, the first time I saw this girl was when Emiru rated her. I think this chick, here's my hot take, my tinfoil take. I think this chick paid Emiru to raid her. I think she paid Emiru to raid her, and now she's paying clip farmers. I think she paid Emiru to raid her. The clip farmers grabbed on to the loss in views, accusing Emiru of view botting. They grabbed onto that, clipped her, and now she's getting tons of press and social media chatter about her. I had no idea who she was until all that Emiru stuff happened. Now she's showing up in my feed constantly from clippers. I think she's paying to clip her. That's my hot take. So it could be wrong. It could be right. I don't know. But I keep seeing her and I don't even know who she is. I should probably just watch her so I could get to know her a little bit more. She could be some great drama. Who knows? Now it is time. Tectone responds to pirate software. If you hear my dog, I apologize. I think there's a truck going by. My dog is extremely yappy. My dog is very, 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 very yappy, and she can be annoying. Anyway, Tectone responds to pirate software. Essentially, the gist of this is that Tectone roaches out on pirate software. Pirate software is the Warcraft roach out king. Well, Tectone is the talk shit roach out king. So here we are. We're not going to listen to all 36 minutes, but Sneaky Leaf here was very kind to give us chapters, so we'll just jump around. But here is the gist of it.
Me and Sophia are both up 5 pounds. We feel fucking disgusting. Muscle? No. Fat. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Interesting, you both gained the same amount of weight. But yeah, I know that, I mean, Sophia's super skinny. She's fine. I wouldn't be surprised if Sophia just gained muscle, and Tectone could never admit that Sophia's doing well and gaining muscle and he's just getting fat again. He would never be able to just admit that. But yeah, it's really hard when you're lifting weights and you're also trying to lose fat. It's hard to tell are you gaining fat? Are you gaining muscle? I don't know. But like I've said, I don't think he's the gym bro everybody wants to think. He has no muscle tone, absolutely no pecs. He has no pecs. And if you are a gym rat, if you've ever been to a gym, guys who work out all the time, at least 4 or 5 times a week, they have pecs because they're consistent and they're doing it every day. So I don't think he's a gym rat at all, but it is hard, especially if you're sitting in front of a camera all the time. Yeah.
It's literally just fat. Things you make sure to wash your hands. That was too quick. Brother, I pulled down my pants.
Okay, we'll stick this.
I don't think that Pirate lied. I think Pirate paid his mods. I think that mods just got mad, brought the hate videos, and they turned against him on his own. You can look at those messages, bro. Those are the most B-made losers. I think Pirate is just misunderstood. Okay, so I want to make it very clear.
I think it's really funny. You have 2 extreme egotistical people going at it on the internet. I think this is hilarious. Pirate software can never admit he's wrong, and he's super egotistical. Tectone is insanely egotistical and can also not admit he's wrong. When he admits his wrong, that's when he goes into like a 10-minute, 20-minute ordeal about how he's been victimized in some way. Oh, you've been SA'd? Me too. Oh, you've had this happen? Me too. And then he'll go on and how we're supposed to feel sorry for him instead of the other person. Yeah.
Very clear. I also thought that pirate software is drastically misunderstood. But I'm sorry.
It was, I think the whole OnlyFans thing was so overblown. It's so funny watching people take a video game so seriously. And I do know that they were playing hard mode, hardcore, where if he had died, he would have lost his character and all this. Quite frankly, I would have done the same shit, man. If I'm going to die and I'm like, that's it, I'm going to run, man. So I can't even blame him. I think it was just his response to it and getting rage baited so easily and being super egotistical about it. That's probably why people piled on. It was overblown. Like it was a freaking dungeon in Warcraft and a bunch of people died. Who the fuck cares?
To my knowledge, and we're going to look into this, I was told that Pirate Software pays all of his mods $60,000.
See, this is where I'm confused and I'm not really sure. I thought Tectone looked up on Grok how much Pirate Software paid his mods, and Grok said the average for a moderator is like $60K a year. I don't know that. I mean, I'd have to see, but I've been watching this drama. Did Pirate Software say he paid them $60K, or wasn't that Tectone finding it in, looking at that from Grok, and Grok just said it's an average for moderators, not what he himself is paying.
And he has 12 mods that he pays $60,000 to. And I want to show you this. Okay? Let's look this up. Does Pirate Software pay his mods $60,000 salary every year?
See, this is not something Grok would know. If it's not on the internet, Grok's not going to know.
Okay.
And most people don't publicize their salary, not when you're actually employed. Maybe later when you leave, but not while you're employed. Yeah, see, the $60 figure comes mostly from critics like Tectone doubting the claim or the challenging to prove a full-time pay. Yeah, he said full-time pay. He didn't say 60,000. Tectone is pulling that 60,000 out. 60,000 is not necessarily full-time for wherever they're living. We don't know I don't know where Kronos lives or any of these mods live. But I would think that 60,000 is not like if he was paying them minimum wage or something like that, or even a little bit higher. I don't think it's 60,000. Wouldn't it be somewhere around like maybe 40 or 30?
Am I crazy, or did this say yes, he said that last time?
No, he did not. Yeah, this is okay. I think I'm remembering correctly. Pirate Software never said 60K. Tectone looked it up on Grok, and Grok said the average for a moderator, not Pirate Software himself, the average for a moderator is 60,000. But I think Grok is pulling from like enterprise corporations that will pay a moderator to moderate I don't know, their community of some sorts. There are community moderators out there that run a forum or maybe even a Discord, and then they get paid full time by an enterprise.
Yo, hey, Dan, if you hit your F on your keyboard while watching a YouTube video showing at full screens, really? Yo, thank you for the fucking Rumble Wallet donut, bro. Thank you, bro. The 60K figure comes from critics like Tectone doubting the claim or challenging him. Pirate Software hasn't publicly specified an exact salary like 60,000 in announcements.
Exactly.
What was this?
Exactly.
Did Grok not say that last time?
No, it didn't. It didn't.
I swear to God. I swear to God I saw it. In short, he does pay his mods proper salaries. benefits, uncommon for Twitch, which he frames as a point of pride, but the specific $60,000 every year isn't directly verified from him. It's more of a skeptical benchmark used in community debates.
Yeah.
Sustainability was always questioned given stream revenue. That's what I also said.
Yeah, stream revenue now. Stream revenue now. Pirate Software definitely lost a lot of viewership. I looked at him today before I streamed, and he was at 3,000 concurrent viewers. He was playing Diablo 4. So he has lost viewership, but back in the day, I remember I didn't even know who Pirate Software was, and he came up in my Twitch suggestions. It was like 10 or 15,000 concurrent viewers. I'm like, who is this guy? And I went and I looked because I feel like 10, 15,000 in the programming section of Twitch was really high. So I went and I looked at him, and he was very, very popular up until the OnlyFans thing. He was extremely popular and well-liked. The OnlyFans thing came around and people dropped and stopped watching him. But in his prime, with that type of concurrent viewership, he had to have been getting some great sponsorships, some amazing sponsorships. Not only high revenue for ads, but sponsorships. So I believe it. But again, Tectone's the one that said 60K. Nobody else said 60K except for Tectone.
Tectone with the misinformation. Actually, it was not me with the misinformation. It was actually Sarah. It was actually Sarah of the Lake.
Okay, we're instead of saying oopsie, we're gonna blame somebody else. Okay.
In here and said that Pirate Software pays his mods $60,000. I remember that specifically because I saw Sarah, who used to be one of my mods, come in here and say that Pirate Software pays their mods $60,000 each. And so then I said, really?
Was she saying that after she saw you look it up in Grok? Was she like, oh, he pays his mods 60K each? That's a question I don't know.
And then I grokked it. And then Grok confirmed it. Let me look this up. Checking this video. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna watch him react to himself.
Is there any grokking in here? Because this was the video that
he grokked. I remember it because I watched it. Let's see. Let's skip ahead because I don't want to watch the whole thing. Tectone uses all the AI. Oh God, he's so ridiculous.
I mean, there is definitely a very high chance I got baited by one of my mods or previous mods.
No, he went on and he did the Grok thing. No.
And so, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. If that is the case, I'm just going to put out an apology. Was it from the Milburn guy? No, I mean,
Then put out an apology. My God, it doesn't even matter if his mod baited him. If his mod indeed baited him and he went with it and he fucked up, like, just be like, oops, my bad. But I mean, this is, like I said, two very egotistical people, Pirate Software and Tectone. They'll never admit they're wrong. So, okay, let's see.
400 subs. There is mantling the. Okay, great. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? So apparently Pirate Software responded to me. I'm going into this completely blind. My moderators care more about this than I do. Now,
yeah, I do feel like if you're making a shit ton of money, you should pay your mods. But I will also say I don't think Tectone is making the type of money that he used to. So let's say he claims he showed his stats. He made 30K on YouTube, and then he claims he made 45,000 on Rumble. There's no way he's making 45,000 on Rumble from like donations and subs and stuff. So I'm assuming he's saying he made 45,000 because he's averaging out how much he makes per month on Rumble based off of whatever contract he got from Rumble. So he's making 45 and he's making 35. So he's making about $80,000 a year. And maybe a little bit more because he does have subs. So we'll just say he's making $100,000 a month, which for us plebs is a lot of money. But I think he was making much, much more before. I don't think he's making the money he used to either.
Context, And here's what's hilarious. So the other day, I go live and I react to a video and talk about pirate software. And in that video, here it is. If you look in the top left, one of my moderators comes in here and says that pirate software, Thor, pays his moderators full-time salaries, often exceeding $60,000 plus annually.
Yeah, that came from Grok.
Now, context, Pirate Software claimed that he had 12 moderators, of which he is paying full-time salary. Now, to my knowledge...
See, here's the thing about full-time salary. We don't know where these mods live, and full-time salary depends on location. Even enterprises will pay you based on your location. Like, I've seen freelancers say Indians should charge the same amount as somebody in the US. And I'm like, no, if they did, they would never get any jobs. Why would I hire somebody in India if they're charging US prices? I might as well hire somebody in the US, and I have more reach when it comes to liability, legal issues, things like that. I can go after this person and control this person more. If I'm going for India, I'm just going for cheap. That's it. It's just that they're cheap. That's why people hire from India. So if somebody was charging from India, I don't know, $100,000 a year, then they're never going to get any work. So Pirate had international mods, and then he had mods in the US, and we don't know where in the US they were working at. I don't really even know. Full-time, I guess, could be minimum wage. So maybe he was paying them minimum wage.
To my knowledge... guys, $60,000.
I don't know what minimum wage is anymore, but isn't it like $10 an hour generally? I don't know. I don't know what it is in my state. I know Pirate lives in Washington, so it's much higher.
This is a lot of fucking money. Now, I've never seen Pirate Software say that he's paid them $60,000. Often other people have. However, I don't want to go off that.
You said that, Tectone. You said that because you based it off of Grok and I guess what another one of your moderators said.
So they did a little bit more digging, and apparently, and we're just going to go ahead and read this, which is this. While Thor has explicitly stated that he refuses to pay lower rates for international staff based on the territory lines, the exact dollar amount of the Seattle pay rate, which is where Pirate Software lives, he uses for his staff is not publicly disclosed in a single fixed figure. However, general data for the region provides context for what these rates likely entail. Twitch moderator averages. In early April 2026, the average annual pay for a Twitch moderator in the United
Twitch moderator, aren't there moderators like admins at Twitch? I wonder if that's where this is getting confusing, if it's talking about moderators as in like trust and safety or something like that at Twitch that are actually Twitch employees. I don't know. I feel like that's might be where Grok is coming up with this, because I've never heard of, I know some people pay their mods, but I don't know that it's ever been publicly disclosed how much they're paying their mods. Like Asmongold has said, I pay my YouTube editors, I give them the advertising money, and when he was going through a really hard time, he said he would come online specifically for the editors so that they could continue to make some money. So but still, we don't know how much he's giving them. He's probably still taking a portion of it.
United States was estimated at approximately $64,331 or $64,331 a year, $30.93 an hour.
Okay.
Software industry standards. As Thor's company operates in game development, Pirate Software, it is often noted that he aims for competitive industry standards. For comparison, entry-level software roles in Seattle during his period averaged roughly $119,330.
Entry level, 120K. That's probably like making 60K everywhere else.
$27 per year. Pay parity. Thor claimed this company had narrowed the pay gap between roles to just $180 a year, emphasizing role-based rather than location-based salary. So this means even if Pirate Software, and once again, I have not...
So role-based, I wonder if he had tiered mods. Like Kronos was the top guy, right? So maybe he paid Kronos a little bit more than some of the other mods.
Not see what he was responding with. I am going into this completely fucking blind. I honestly have no idea what's going on here. I thought it was a very easy debunk. I feel like there's no fucking way that, I mean, Pirate Software probably makes $90,000 to $110,000 a year based off.
No. Maybe for ads alone. I don't know. Now, maybe. But in his prime, no, he was making much more than that.
Off of his analytics. So I thought,
Yeah, see, he's basing it off analytics and he's only going by ads. Like, sure, maybe 100K in ads, but he's forgetting sponsorships. I feel like when I would look, he'd have 8 to 10,000, but there were times when he would have 15,000. When I first looked at his stream, because I was like, how the hell is this guy in the programming section and has 15,000 viewers? That in his prime, he had to have been getting massive sponsorships.
obviously there's no way that people believe a bold-faced lie like, oh, I'm going to pay, I pay all my...
Like on YouTube, depending on your niche, you can get like $1,000 sponsorship with a somewhat smaller viewership. And I mean, we're talking about Twitch in its prime. I know there's been a lot of loss with trust in Twitch numbers because all of these streamers bot now. But in its prime, like 2022, 2023, had to have been like Pirate Software's prime. He had to have been making a lot of money in sponsorships.
My employees, a salary with benefits from Seattle, which is like where he is, right? I believe there's some deceptive language at like, you know, best case scenario, deceptive language. Worst case scenario, flat out fucking lying. Because Pirate Software, and he made these claims back in 2022, and he stays true to them until today, which is 4 years. There's no way that he's paying his employees.
Yeah, 2022.
$720,000 in total every year for 4 years. There's just no way that happens, right?
Some people are just not that greedy. And I do believe he was making a few million in his prime. So he might have just been giving a third of his money away. Some people are just like that. I don't know if he owns his house, if he has no mortgage and all he has to do is grow his mushrooms and support his ferrets and buy food and pay electricity. I feel like it's not that far out of the realm of possibility.
Because the claim that I say is exactly this. Bullshit. There is no way he does that. 200 subs or $5,000 to a charity of his choice if he disproves the fact that he is.
Okay, so let's skip over. We already know all of this. Let's skip to where Tectone Roaches out on the Warcraft Roach King.
Move on. Factual information that I can possibly put out. Right? So there's a clip that is severely out of context. The full context is in the video.
Sneaky
and Pirate Software, a man who has been frequently taken out of context, which I have defended in the past, by the way, multiple times. You would think that he would go and watch the full video because it's out there. I don't know why he wouldn't. It's very easy to find. You just go onto YouTube and type in Tectone Pirate Software. I don't want to blame Pirate Software too much. I understand he's a busy guy, but if he's going to do a public call out, the least...
I prefer watching Sneaky Leaf, first of all, because he blanks out the stuff that can get you into trouble on YouTube, and Tectone doesn't seem to understand that you can't say slurs on YouTube. But also, he narrows it down so I don't have to watch 3 hours of a video.
He can do is watch a video, which is, you know, Pirate Software leaked DMs. It's bad. It's legitimately right there. That is a complete lie. It's very easy to pull up. So Pirate Software responded, I have not read this yet, but let's see what's going on here. All right. The moment my content blew up, I started paying my moderators and my other staff. The blow up started. And by the way, I want to make this very clear. I don't want to not like Pirate Software. I don't. Like I have
This is one of the streamers that other streamers talk about where once there's something going on, they will stab you in the back in a heartbeat. I saw that he first was anti-Rich Campbell, and now that Rich Campbell is back, he's all like, yeah, man, yeah, the OnlyFans model, this is what they do, the OnlyFans models, because he's still obsessed with Pinkchyu, but I digress.
I have no interest in hating this guy. I really don't care, right? When the whole OnlyFans drama came out, and tell me that I'm lying, I was his biggest offender, righting every single wrong that people were saying about him. I held him accountable, and then he ceased communication. It was a little weird. I'm not going to fucking lie, right?
Did he support him? I don't know. I wasn't watching Tectone back then, so I have no idea.
The blow-up started in December 2023, and payments started in May of 2024. We used wire transfers originally, and then ADP, and now Gusto for U.S. payroll. Wire transfers were still used for EU contractors throughout. All USA mods were on payroll, and all EU mods on contract. I even gave them bonuses on Christmas. Where's my 200 subs and retraction of your false claim? Okay, now let's see.
Yeah.
I haven't seen these yet.
Okay.
So let's see how much he's paying them.
Yes, you have seen them. See, he's basing it on how much money, and it's very, very, he's not going to publish their names. That's what he has blanked out here. He has names blanked out. Oh no, I'm sorry. He has amounts blanked out here. I think he has names blanked out on some of these other screenshots. Of course he's not going to do that. Of course he's not going to publish how much exactly he paid, because that's just going to make things more blow up for him.
What?
And also, a mod could anonymously, very sneakily say this is a lie or that's a lie. Nobody's come forward and said, no, he paid me $3 an hour, or no, he never paid me full time. I think he probably did. I think it's there's an off cycle, so this must be like a bonus. This must be a bonus. Like I kind of feel like Pirate is telling the truth here. Yeah. Sent.
Bro,
Yeah, it's
these
blanking
are
out the
more
names.
redacted than the fucking Epstein files. What the fuck was this even supposed to prove?
Yeah, see, he's blanking out the names. He's blanking out names.
Like, what is this? I also say the past 6 months, and only one of your screenshots has the...
I do wonder if he had to reduce pay in the past 6 months, because again, Pirate Software started losing his viewership like a year ago. I forget when the OnlyFans stuff happened. It was longer than a year ago, wasn't it? It was like 2 years ago, or maybe not.
The past 6 months. Brother, you can't say that you're paying them a full-time salary when you're based in Seattle, where, listen, bro, I'll even be...
No, see, this is what happens when people don't understand. You can be paying somebody full-time at like $3 an hour if you're paying them in India or something, because that's a lot of money to them. But if you're paying somebody in the US and let's say they're in, I don't know, West Virginia, and he's in Seattle, you can pay somebody a full-time salary in West Virginia and it's less than minimum wage in Seattle.
Generous. Let's be so fucking generous. Minimum wage, Seattle. Brother, you're based in Seattle. The minimum wage for 2026 in Seattle is $21.30. This rate applies to all employers regardless of size, which means if we're going off that rate, $21.30, 40 hours a week, times 52.
Should I trust his math and just go with it? I don't know.
That means you should be paying all of your employees.
Okay, so 45 grand. 45 grand times 10 would be 450. It was like 12, right? So that's another 90. So that's 540,000 plus he said benefits. So yeah, I do. In his prime, I do. I believe it was possible. There we go. I believe it was possible. I wish he probably should have shown amounts. But again, if he showed amounts, he could probably piss off somebody. Even though their name is not on there, you're kind of divulging pay stubs, which is kind of slimy too.
Minimum $44,304 a year with benefits, which is what you said. Now, I don't know why this guy thinks sending me the fucking Epstein files is enough to disprove my claim, but it's not. Pirate Software, I have no interest in beefing with you whatsoever. I was debunking a clearly false claim. There is no way you're paying your employees that much, and that's crazy. And he goes, I'll tell you something that's crazy. I pay my editor, Happy Pleb, way more
Oh, here we go. We're gonna see. Here we go. Now we've got to brag.
than what you pay your employees. So much so, hey, guys, I'm going to keep it 100%. I've paid that motherfucker over $14,000 in 1 month. Okay? So this ain't jealousy. This ain't me hate.
No, it's not jealousy. It's you bragging like, I've got more money than you, dude.
But the difference is, I make way more money than Pirate Software. And that's why I'm saying I know how much you can even pay your... Better yet, how about I'll prove that.
It's kind of funny because I would bet Pirate Software in his prime was making more money than Tectone. Tectone joined OTK and then kind of took off simply because of his proximity to Asmongold, and Asmongold kind of signaled him by talking about his lawsuit from Pinkchyu and saying how Tectone would come ahead. I didn't even know who Tectone was until Asmongold started talking about his lawsuit and Pinkchyu and oh, I know things you guys don't know. You're gonna find out. He's gonna win, and then he doesn't win, and he doesn't win. And Asmongold's like, "Whoops. Okay, let's move on to talking about Iran."
I'm going to redact just the last name.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Unless it's John, that's still kind of shitty.
And oh, what's great is, Happy Pleb, you're editing this. So you can type that you confirmed that I paid you this. Please do redact. Better yet.
Yeah, exactly. See, the guy is asking him to redact. Of course he is, because you don't publish names. God, these big streamers are so fucking out of touch.
He's editing this video.
Yes,
so
please
this works
redact.
Great. Yeah, this is my main editor. So the way that it works is, I would pay my editor 20% of what I make every month off YouTube, and we had a month that was really good.
I think it was probably the month. I bet it was the month where he came back from his hiatus because of the Pinkchyu stuff, and he said he was going to explain everything. I guarantee that was the month, because I even tuned in and I'm like, all right, let's see what he has to say. And he did treat it with humor. You always win me over with humor. He's a piece of shit, but he was humorous about it, so it was great.
We had a month that was really good, and we're gonna be seeing some big bucks right now here, boys. We're gonna be seeing some big bucks. Now I'm gonna censor the name, and Pleb, if you don't want anything else out here, you can redact whatever you want. But hey.
Yeah,
That's
see, he
how much I paid
redacted.
this motherfucker.
See, he redacted the whole thing. So basically, it's almost the same. First of all, oh, this is a screenshot. He copy and pasted. Okay. He paid him almost $30K, but again, like, this could be fake. I mean, if we're going to say Pirate Software could have faked those screenshots, he could have faked this, but I'm sure this is true. This is actually the truth.
In a month. So I'm not saying this out of jealousy, because I be paying the people who support my channels like fucking crazy. All right? But I know, Pirate Software, that you for a fact do not do that. I know for a fact that you do not do that for your moderators. Now, employ me next. Hey, guys, I'm going to be real. I was paying way too much.
Yeah, this is just him bragging about how much money he makes.
I was paying way too much. And I want to make it very clear, I do not pay him like that anymore, okay? I do not pay him like that anymore, okay? I want to make that very clear because that was fucking me hard.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure it was. Yeah, of course it is, because you're not making the money you make. So or you used to make. So let's skip over to where he watches pirate software.
It's not giving you 200 subs. They changed it now to 10K to charity of your choice after realizing you could actually prove it.
Why would I be afraid of giving him $1,000?
Yeah, it's $1,000, dude. Just give it to him. He did prove it. I think it's real. Just give him $1,000 instead of roaching out. Tectone is roaching out.
What that means why is it bad that I would pay 10 times more to charity? And also, that didn't change at all. It was from the same video. It was the same video. If you watch the video, you would see that. But the reality is that it just needs to be cleared up that he's not paying.
The reality is there was nothing that pirate software could have shown that would have convinced Tectone to actually pay up. He was never going to pay up. Pirate software can't show amounts or names. He can't do that. You can't really show amounts, because if he sat there and listed the amounts of money that he paid each person, it's going to invoke the wrath of everybody who was a mod, because the mod's going to be like, you paid him that much, I did this thing. It's just going to cause so much drama for him. Now, for me, I'm like, let's bring it on. Let's get some drama. Oh, hell yeah. But for him, it's going to be a lot of drama that he probably doesn't want to deal with. And also, he probably does feel bad that he had to lay off these people. So it does suck. And he probably just wants to move past it, because it already kind of stings to have to let these people go.
His moderators $60,000 or $44,000 a year. There's no way he does that.
If they want to give 10K to charity, have them give that
love
charity
it.
to Maya Higa.
Sure.
100%.
Ugh.
Give the $10,000 to Alveus Sanctuary.
The fact that Maya Higa has proximity to Mizkif just makes... Maybe that's the whole reason why Tectone is roaching out. He doesn't want to give the money to her. If it was to Pirate Software, maybe he would do it. But the fact that it's Maya, that's probably why Tectone is like, no, I'm not going to do it. You didn't actually prove it.
Sure.
Make it public.
Sure.
And I'm cool with that, if that's the outcome of that.
Once again, I'm absolutely down, but I just feel like there's just no way you're paying your moderators $44,000 a year. There's no fucking way. There's absolutely no way.
Hands down, man.
I feel like as much as Pirate Software can be an insufferable, egotistical twat, he's actually being way less insufferable. He's actually being kind of level-headed. He's like, here's the proof. Okay, I'm moving on. And he probably knew he was never going to pay.
What is going on with that? Tectone made a claim that I never paid any of the moderators. He put
No, I did not say that. What I said was, you may be paying your moderators, but you're not paying them $60,000 a year. That is what I said.
The problem with claiming that is that he's the one that said 60 grand a year. He's the one that claimed $60,000 a year because he got it off of Grok. So the $60,000 a year claim was made by Tectone. Pirate Software didn't say he paid them $60,000 a year. And also, if you're going to go off of minimum wage in Seattle, 45 for 12 people is way less than 60 for 12 people. But he also said he pays them full time based off of roles. So that 45 still could be wrong too. We don't know. We don't know how much. He could have been paying somebody 50 or 60 and somebody else 30. We don't know. He said role based.
I said, you are not paying them $60,000. I literally showed the clip.
He's assuming everybody was making 60 grand. And I assume because Pirate Software said role base, it's more like some people, maybe somebody was making 60. Who knows? Maybe somebody was making 50 and somebody else was making 30. We don't know.
I don't know what it is you're watching, but that claim was not made.
200 subs on the line. And apparently the claim now is that he would give $10,000 to charity if there was proof. I posted proof on Twitter immediately and showed all of our receipts from the last since 2024. And if the claim is that he will be paying $10,000 to charity, I want him to give it to Maya Higa and Alveus Sanctuary.
No, that's not the claim. The claim was very clearly, and I will play it again. I will play it again. The claim is this, because now you're drastically misrepresenting what it is that I
Okay,
said.
let's see what he said again.
And I'm not going to lie, that looks really fucking sus that you're going from, he said that I never paid my mods to, or he's saying $60,000 to my mods to, he said I wasn't paying any of my mods. And this is why you watch me, because I love dismantling the bullshit. There is no way he does that. 200 subs or
There's no way he does what? What?
$5,000 to a charity of his choice if he disproves the fact that he is. Show me that you're paying 12 moderators $60,000.
Yeah, see, the 60,000 was brought up by Tectone. Pirate Software never said he paid them 60,000. He pays them role base. You don't know what he was paying per role. So he could be paying one person more, one person less. We don't know. We're assuming he's going off of Seattle minimum wage, but I think it's way less in other states. So we don't know if that's the case. Tectone's the one that said 60,000, not Pirate Software.
A year.
And also he's assuming that everybody would be making 60,000, and that is probably not the case. Some people might have been making more and some people were making less.
With benefits over, you know what? I'll be gracious. Over the last 6 months.
I'm assuming it's closer to like 40 or 50.
Very clear. I mean, the video is right there. It's very clear. Obviously, no one is impressed if you're paying your moderators $50 every month. The thing that is egregious is the $60,000 claim and the full-time salary claim with benefits.
He never said 60. You said 60, Tectone. Oh my God. See, this is why we watch Tectone, because he's full of shit. It's not because he's the debunker. That's XQC. We watch Tectone because he's the bullshit artist, and now he's roaching out.
Benefits, whether that's 44,000, whether that's 62,000, completely up to you. But you can't say that you're not paying them off region. You're based in Seattle. The minimum wage there is somewhere in the ballpark of $23. You're just not doing that because you don't have that.
Let's skip ahead. Okay.
Really not that deep. It's really not. But once again, if Pirate Software shows that he's paying,
oh my God,
and very
he pulls out the whiteboard. Pinkchyu RUN.
specific, 12 different moderators, full-time salary, which is $44,000 annually, and you show me the past 6 months. So, and I'm going to write this out very clear.
Oh, the whiteboard.
I'm going to write this out very clear so that way this can be sent.
The official gaslighting whiteboard.
Okay. $44,304.
Okay. We're going to skip this because he's just going to whiteboard it. The gaslighting whiteboard. Let's see. Let's move on. Another cat fight. Let's see what else is here.
Time Hasan is called for violence. Yep, we'll watch that. We're fucked. We have this pulled up. Mizkif basically admitted that the intervention was real. Wait, what is this? Wait, what?
He can't watch it. He can't watch it. Can he watch it?
Where OTK
Does it have
they had
Pinkchyu?
an intervention because he was botting. What, Miz? Am I gonna go to jail for talking?
Mizkif forgot to put Pinkchyu up, so now Tectone can look at the video.
Talking about this, Miz? Is that what's gonna happen?
it's just not even a true statement. Like, it's just straight up not even true.
Okay. Yeah, man. Okay. Sure, dude.
And it goes to what I've said before.
NMP has already confirmed this publicly, by the way. You're out of your fucking mind if you're calling this not true.
If we had private meetings, how would Tectone know about those private meetings that no one's supposed to know about? Those are secret meetings.
I don't know what they're talking about.
It's not true. And also, if we did have private conversations, how would he even know? Yeah, dude. I wonder why we're saying that.
Yeah, all these streamers backstab each other. They're all gossipy in the background.
There it is. Jesus.
I mean, someone was out there saying that, which is against your equity. You're not supposed to talk about those meetings.
Does Tectone still have equity in OTK? I don't know. Does Asmongold still have equity in OTK? Like, Asmongold said he was stepping down from everyday business decisions and control of OTK, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have equity in it anymore.
Yeah, man. I know everything that was talked about in those fucking meetings. Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. Rule of thumb, don't ever say anything out loud to anybody else that you don't want somebody else to find out. It will get passed around. I'm not surprised he knows.
Jesus. Holy fuck. Yeah, they're... well, yeah, those were actually... That was talked about in a private meeting. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Jesus.
Let me just say, for the longest time, I was told that women are catty bitches. Men are catty bitches on the same level as men. Holy hell. Both of our genders are just catty ass bitches.
You might, like once again, Mizkif just admits this shit publicly, bro. It's embarrassing. Right? Something about Morg probably having a slave on stream. Jesus. I know.
Okay. I think we've gone over the stuff that I wanted to look at. Let's see, Tectone, chat, and Grok. I don't want to watch him watching Grok, but let's see what this is.
But that's my plan, and I'm being for real. My game plan, have kids, love my wife, disappear.
Yeah, sure. Poor Sophia. Sophia, you're going to be a single mom, Sophia.
That is my goal. And I mean, so that...
Now, the last time, this isn't true because Tectone claimed he was leaving the internet back when the Pinkchyu stuff was happening. And he stopped streaming for like 8 months or whatever, but he was full on Twitter. He would come to Twitter and then say, oh my God, everybody's talking about me. And we're like, what? Who's talking about you? But he would attack somebody on Twitter and then somebody would reply. And then he would be like, oh my God, you see, they're all talking about me. So no, he's not going anywhere.
Have kids, okay? Spend time with my wife, disappear from everything. That is what I want to do. That is what I've honestly considered getting facial reconstructive surgery and bone altering surgeries. So once I'm done, no one will ever know I existed ever again.
Yeah, see, this is the other thing. Like, you're internet famous. I bet you walk around, nobody knows who the hell you are. You are internet famous. Now, Asmongold with his... I don't know how many tens of thousands of people watching him. Also, he's been kind of signal boosted from politicians. People know who Asmon is. People know who Hasan is. Nobody knows out there in real life who Tectone is.
Okay? I hate this shit. I do.
No, he doesn't.
So
he loves attention.
Enjoy it while I'm here.
Probably my offline chat.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, thanks guys for listening. I thought that was fun. I will talk to you guys tomorrow and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.